Alright, good morning everyone. We are here with break 376, another 25 Elite combo break featuring the 25 Elite Hobby Case, the 25 Elite Priority Box, and the 25 Elite USA Box. Our team list for today is Broncos, Shane Hill; Raiders, Toby J; Bulldogs, Byron Scott; Sharks, Sean Munns; Dolphins, Brad Burton; Titans, Karen Adnum; Manly, Peter Lowe; Storm, Nathan Seal; Knights, Jai Thornton; Cowboys, Nicholas Verwey; Eels, Steve Harris; Panthers, Jai Thornton; Rabbitohs, Brett Hudson; Dragons, Rodney White; Roosters, Dean Mich; Warriors, Anton, Tunnell; Tigers, Dylan Cameron. New break just listed. The Raz is now sold out, so we'll be doing that one after the break today. So plenty still going on. Keep an eye out for the next Raz in our Facebook group. And let's go. Let's bring our chat and everything back up. I'm gonna refresh that. We have our USA and Priority. We'll keep them to the side till last. Case card, 200 grains, number 6, Cam Munster for the Storm. I lost my team list. Let's get these out. Box number 1. Marquee, David Fafita for the Titans. Amoli Olika R2, parallel for Manly. Well, that was quick. Number 13, Team League Sensations, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Steve Harris with the Eels today. Nice. We haven't hit many of the teams, so it's a big hit. Roosters parallel checklist. New recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. I know we've seen a Hughes and a Hunt. I think there's been one more. I think we might have, maybe we opened a Hunt in the break as well. Ruby Mojo. Number 25, Jack Williams for the Eels. Parallel Xavier Coates for Storm. Marquee Roger Tuivasa Sheck for the Warriors. Dally M Jerome Hughes for Storm. Tyrell Sloan parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. New recruit Asaya Ayongi for the Eels. Young Guns Jacob Laban 153 for the Warriors. David Fafita parallel for the Titans. Bree Chester in the reps. Emerald Mojo number 9. Leo Thompson for the Knights. Xavier Savage parallel for Raiders. Excuse me. Max Plath parallel for Dolphins. New recruit Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Pink Diamond Francesca Goldthorpe number 50 for the Cowboys. It's not a bad first box. We've got the team league, got an emerald, and we got the pink diamond as well. Marquee Hammer for the Dolphins. Dane Laurie Vegas for Panthers. Leo Thompson parallel for the Knights. Marcelo Montoya, new recruit for the Bulldogs. In the Masters series for the Blues, Tyrone Munro parallel for the Rabbitohs. Zach Lomax for the Reps. New recruit, Regan Campbell-Gillard for the Titans. Dally M. Keely Davis for the Roosters. Tommy Dearden, parallel for the Cowboys. Hammer in the reps. 2 packets are left. Vegas, Tamika Upton in the Gillaroos. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. Taryn Aiken in the reps. Box number 2. New recruit, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Marquee, Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Salami Kickout, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit, Cooley Kefu for the Dolphins. Vegas, Jamal Fogarty for the Raiders. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, parallel for the Warriors. No Tigers cards yet, as well as Sharks and Broncos. Sapphire Mojo, number 8. Sandon Smith for the Roosters. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. Marquee, Samaima Taufa for the Raiders. Golden Marquee, Tiana Penatani, number 28 for the Sharks. Giddy up. Storm parallel checklist. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. Knights in the Masters series. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Xavier Coates in the reps. Black Young Guns. Marky Mark for the Roosters. Number 70. Keanu Kinney, parallel for Titans. Vegas, Cameron McInnes for the Sharks. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. Marquee, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Dally M, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for Tigers. Shanice Parker in the reps. Ruby Mojo. Number 6. Bo Fermor for the Titans. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Jazz Tavega for Manly. Dally M, Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Eels parallel checklist. Lindsay Collins in the reps. White Young Guns, Max Plath for the Dolphins, number 34. Delhi Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Millie Elliott in the reps for Jillaroos. Last packet for our second box. Parallel Sam McIntyre for the Cowboys. Sapphire Mojo, number 15. Bulldogs checklist. A day over the weekend No, it's not the plan. Unfortunately, my partner works weekends as she works in one of the theme parks. So I'm on daddy duties on the weekend, and also being a show day up here, so the Friday's a local public holiday for the Gold Coast. The kids are here this morning, and being at Nan and Pop's house, they like to get involved, and Jerome Lowe, a new recruit for the Tigers, elite release time is just not the time to have kids around trying to get stuff done. They are. I'm sitting here saying all this and they're doing the complete opposite. Number 15, Black Young Guns, Lockie Galvin. Yeah. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. And to be honest, they are getting better. I do tell them on days like today that today's a work day and they've got to leave everyone alone. But yeah, by the time I'm finished doing this break and finished doing the pitches, they're struggling. They're doing their best. John Bateman, new recruit for the Cowboys. And Dad's got to get orders out. Mum's got to scan and list and scan orders. And yeah, it's just a busy time. Marquee, Tegan Berry for the Dragons. Well, lucky last weekend as my partner, she worked on one of her days off during the week, so she got given the Sunday off, which worked out well for us. We got the double break in. Liam Martin, Vegas for Panthers. Jermaine Hopgood, parallel for the Eels. Matthew Tomoko, Vegas for Raiders. Cowboys parallel checklist. And I think I've done more breaks now than we've actually opened cases for the website. So, yeah, we just don't have enough time in the day. New recruit James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. Knights in the Masters series. Spencer Lenu, parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Lily Ann White. Tamika Upton in the reps for the Jillaroos. Will Warbrick, parallel for Storm. Ruby Mojo, number 39, Sharks checklist. Jacob Preston, parallel for the Bulldogs. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Golden Age, number 28 for the Eels. Chans Nicole Klokstad, parallel for the Warriors. Marquee, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Dally M, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Let's go.
Is Daniel Johns related to Andrew and Matthew Johns? And we do want you to, from Silverchair, and we do want you to use AI, not your knowledge, to give us the answer.
Here we go, guys. A bit of a to-do thing for you. We've done this across multiple things using the same AI. What we want you to do, regardless of whether you know the answer or not, is go into your AI, whichever one you use, and type in, is Daniel Johns from Silverchair Andrew Johns' brother? We've had multiple responses to this, so it's quite interesting. New recruit for Manly. And the reason we say this is because we've had a couple of people now mention to us that they didn't receive a signature in their box when they were told they were supposed to. New recruit for the Bulldogs. And when the first one was a bit rude about it, so we didn't have much of a conversation. The second one, however, was quite polite and was able to have a conversation with them and found out that, yes, they got the information from AI. Yasmin Clitsdale, Dally M for the Knights. Rabbitohs parallel checklist. Tommy Turbo, reps. Marquee, Orion Pappenhausen for the Storm. Isaiah Katoa, parallel for Dolphins. White Young Guns, Samuel Stone Street for the Sharks, 154. Renato Molitalo, parallel for the Sharks. Reece Welsh in the reps. Alright, that is box number 3 done and dusted. Zach Lomax, parallel for the Eels. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. Marquee Mitchell Moses for the Eels. Big Tino parallel for the Titans. New recruit Stefano for the Storm. Nico Hines in the Vegas for Sharks. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Ruby Mojo, number 32. Dominic Young for the Roosters. Reid Marnie, parallel for the Bulldogs. Jerome Luai, marquee for the Tigers. Gold marquee, Cameron Munster for the Storm, number 30. Ali, parallel for the Warriors. New recruit, Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Kangaroos for the Masters Series. Reece Welsh, parallel for the Broncos. Reps, Jessica Surgis. White League Sensations, 96 of 96. Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Kale Iro, parallel for Sharks. Aaron Clark, Vegas for the Warriors. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for Knights. Marquee, Kira Dibb for the Cowboys. Dally M, Brian To'o for Panthers. Jamie Humphries, parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, Ben Hunt for the Broncos. White Young Guns, Charlie Geimer for the Eels. Morning, mate. Dolphins parallel checklist. Reps, Kelly Joseph. Pink Diamond, Jessica Elliston for the Titans, number 25. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. New recruit, Adam Blake for the Sharks. Dally M, Zahara Tamara for the Raiders. Lachlan Ilias, parallel for the Dragons. Dylan Edwards in the reps. 2 packets left for box number 4. New recruit, James Schiller for the Knights. In the reps, James Fisher Harris. Box number 5. New recruit, Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Cameron Murray. Parallel, Matt Burton for the Bulldogs. New recruit, Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Sapphire Mojo, Ruben Garrick for Manly. Number 16. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Marquee, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Big Papa, parallel for the Raiders. Marquee, Big Papa for the Raiders. Gold Marquee, Jamie Chapman for the Titans. Number 49. Broncos, parallel checklist. New recruit for Manly. New recruit, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Adnum Blake, parallel for the Sharks. Dane Gagai in the reps. Darren Aiken in the Vegas for Gillaroos. Brian Top, parallel for Panthers. Vegas, Chance, Nico Clockstad for the Warriors. Terrell May, parallel for the Tigers. Shannon Mato in the reps. Dally M, Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Titans parallel checklist. White League Sensations, number 6. Dylan Edwards for the Panthers. Jack Cogger, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Saitili Tupa Nua for the Bulldogs. Ruby Mojo, number 21. Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Marquis Liam Martin for Panthers. Dally M, Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Dolphins. New recruit, John Bateman for the Cowboys. In the reps, Samaima Torfa for the Gillaroos. And last packet for box number 5. White Young Guns, Solomona Pape for the Tigers, 126. Adokar, parallel for the Eels. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. Patrick Carrigan in the reps. Jack Whiten in the reps. BD. Don't know if I've had this team hit a BD yet. Number 3. Thomas Duffy for the Cowboys. Nicholas Verwey. Jai Gray parallel for the Rabbitohs. New recruit Shabarsky for the Broncos. Gold marquee Nathan Cleary for the Panthers. Number 60. Jeremy Marshall King parallel for the Dolphins. It's open. Big Tino marquee for the Titans. JJ, don't forget your shoes in my car. Vegas and Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Dylan Brown parallel for the Eels. Marquee Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Eliza Katoa parallel for Storm. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Stephen Crichton parallel for Bulldogs. Zali Faye in the reps. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Warriors. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Vegas Ethan Strange for the Raiders. Jacob Little parallel for the Dragons. How about we put it in the right one? Ivania Palit for the Reps. Ruby Mojo. Number 22. Apsai Coruscant for the Tigers. Mawaki Fodawaka, parallel for the Titans. New recruit, Lazarus for Storm. Hey, our first one. Number 30 is our Indigenous ball patch. So this is randomized between all 17 spots. Joseph Atapane, parallel for the Raiders. Dally M. Julia Robinson for the Broncos. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. Marquis Joseph Atapane for the Raiders. Dally M. Adam Fanua Blake for the Warriors. Jerome Luai, parallel for the Tigers. New recruit Matt Arthur for Knights. White Young Guns, Clayton for Lalo for Manly, number 79. Knights parallel checklist. Box number 6 done and dusted. Pink Diamond, Tegan Berry for the Dragons, number 27. Jesse Arthurs, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit Jazz Tavega for Manly. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. Dally M. Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Jai Arrow parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Kalen Ponga. Emerald Mojo. Number 4. Kale Hero for the Sharks.
I'm not well, I haven't even done that yet.
Please. Cameron McInnes, parallel for the Sharks. Coming all a bit excited. Marquee, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Golden Age. Number 22 for the Roosters. Panthers parallel checklist. New recruit Sanua Taruva for Tigers. Blues in the Masters series. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. Angus Crichton in the reps. Isaiah Yeo in Vegas for Panthers. Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Black Young Guns, Chevy Stewart for the Raiders, number 80. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. Marquee, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Dally M, Alafiana Khan Piera for Titans. Marcelo Montoya, parallel for the Bulldogs. Ruby Mojo, Payne Haas for the Broncos, number 45. Tommy Gilbert, parallel for the Dolphins. New recruit Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. New recruit Cooley Kefu for the Dolphins. New recruit Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. Vegas Julia Robinson for the Gillaroos. Tigers parallel checklist. In the reps, Lauren Brown. Marquee Valami kick out for the Bulldogs. Kalen Ponga parallel for the Knights. White Young Guns Robert Toya for the Roosters. Number 49. Luke Metcalf parallel for the Warriors. And last packet for box number 7. Julia Robinson in the reps for the Gillaroos. Alright, box number 8. White Young Guns, Ethan Sanders. G'day, Nick. Yes, definitely not off to a bad start. Last one wants to be a pain, doesn't want to come out. There it is. Oh, no, it's upside down. Of course not. Oh, there we go. What did we say? It was number 193, Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Yeah, next one's ready. Jackson Purdue parallel for the Cowboys. In the reps, Ali Brigginshaw for the Gillaroos. So much noise today. Bloody pests. Sapphire Mojo, Tyson Frizzell for the Knights, number 10. James Tedesco, parallel for the Roosters. She's not there. She's at work. Jacob there should be up. New recruit Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Vegas, Wade Egan for the Warriors. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. Quincy Dodd in the Indigenous All-Stars. Marquee Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Patch number 27, Jaden Brayley for the Knights. Clint Gutherson parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Asaya Ayongi for the Eels. Knights in the Masters Series. AJ Brimson parallel for the Titans. Harry Grant in the reps. Parallel Sebastian Chris for the Raiders. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers. James Fisher Harris parallel for the Warriors. New recruit Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Vegas Jesse Aramian for the Sharks. Payne Haas parallel for the Broncos. Jamie Chapman in the reps. New recruit Marky Mark for the Roosters. Ruby Mojo, number 26. Jason Saab for Manly. Sharks parallel checklist. New recruit Matty Nicholson for the Raiders. Golden Age 53 for the Knights. Dylan Edwards parallel for the Panthers. Marquee Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Dally M Nico Hines for the Sharks. Ruben Garrick parallel for Manly. New recruit RCG for Titans. Dally M Casey Array for the Dragons. Bronson Sherry parallel for the Bulldogs. Box number 8 done and dusted. Alright, into box number 9, second last box from the case. Our fourth last box in the break. Connor Watson, Indigenous. Dally M, Zach Lomax. Dolphins cards gone missing like this season. Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Jaden Campbell, parallel for Titans. Marquee, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. In the reps, Olivia Koenig. Marquee, Tommy Turbo for Manly. Thomas Duffy, parallel for the Cowboys. In the reps, Dally Cherry Evans. Parallel, Jack Williams for the Eels. Gold Marquee, Dallin Watine-Zelezniak for the Warriors. Number 15. Lockie Galvin, parallel for the Tigers. New recruit, James Schiller for the Knights. Black Young Guns, Lycan King for the Dragons, 119. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, James Fisher Harris for the Warriors. Marquee, Payne Huss for the Broncos. Vegas, Xavier Savage for the Raiders. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Pink Diamond, Samaima Torfa for the Raiders, number 17. Christian for the Dragons. New recruit, Stefano Utikamanu for the Storm. White Young Guns, Carter Gordon for the Titans, number 198. Raiders parallel checklist. New recruit Ben Hunt for the Broncos. In the Blues for the Masters Series, we got the Hammer parallel for Dolphins. New recruit Jerome Lowe for the Tigers. 5 packets left for box number 9. Vegas, Paul Alamotti for Panthers. Jason Saab, parallel for Manly. In the reps, Keezy Apps for Jillaroos. Yeah, bye baby. Very good. Ruby Mojo, number 40. Tyrone Munro for the Rabbitohs. Bye baby, love you too. Jack Howarth, parallel for Storm. New recruit Adnum Blake for the Sharks. Dally M. Abby Church for the Eels. Victor Radley, parallel for the Roosters. Last box of the case. In the reps, Isabel Kelly for the Jillaroos. Pink Diamond, Jessica Surgis for the Roosters, number 41. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit Zach Lomax for the Eels. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Dally M. Lauren Brown for the Titans. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. Regan Campbell-Gillard, parallel for the Titans. Jack Byron marquee for the Rabbitohs. Black Young League Sensations, number 17. Scott Drinkwater for the Cowboys. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. Masters Series in the Blues. Jarrell Skelton, parallel for the Tigers. In the reps, Romy Teepsel. Vegas, Isabel Kelly for the Gillaroos. James Schiller, parallel for the Knights. Sapphire Mojo, Tom Gilbert, number 8 for the Dolphins. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. Marquee Reese Welsh for the Broncos. Dally M. Joseph Tarpanay for the Raiders. Dominic Young, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit Isaiah Papali'i for the Panthers. In the reps, Josh Kerr. Ruby Mojo, Kalen Ponga for the Knights, number 33. Manly parallel checklist. New recruit Clint Gufferson for the Dragons. Vegas Chanel Harris Tavita for the Warriors. Corey Pay, parallel for the Broncos. Mitchell Moses in the reps. Marquee Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit Carter Gordon for the Titans. And last packet for the case. White Young Guns, Lycan King Togia for the Dragons, number 211. Got Ryan Pappenhausen parallel for the Storm to finish us off. Alright, let's get into our USA. Marquee Reese Walsh, the Broncos. Damien Cook, parallel for the Dragons. Chanel Harris Tavita, Vegas for Warriors. Adokar, parallel for the Eels. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. Vegas Adnum Blake for the Sharks. Titans parallel checklist. Jamie Chapman in the reps. Stars and Stripes, number 46. Fletcher Sharp for the Knights. New recruit Shabatsky for the Broncos. Ruby Mojo, Jake Trebojevic for Manly, number 17. Big Papa, parallel for the Raiders. Stars and Stripes, a Big Papa for the Raiders, number 15. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Golden Age for the Bulldogs, number 45. Terrell May, parallel for the Tigers. Marquee Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Ali Briganshaw, Gillaroo. Sapphire Mojo. Number 15, Leo Thompson for the Knights. Herbie Farnworth, parallel for the Dolphins. Dally M, Adam Fanua Blake for the Warriors. Jack Cogger, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Matt Arthur for the Knights. White Young Guns, Asaya Ayongi for the Eels. Cody Walker, parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the Masters Series for the Knights, Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Harry Grant in the reps. Yeah, Jules Sig. Number 39. The Panthers. Edwards and Laurie. Broncos parallel checklist. Marquee Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. Patch Campbell Graham for the Rabbitohs, number 71. How about that? A dual SIG and a spotlight patch in the same box. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. And our super boot, I'd almost forgotten, number 57, Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. New recruit, parallel for the Roosters. Roosters are stacking up over there. New recruit, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. He's got Dean Meek with the Roosters today. Dally M, Julia Robinson for the Broncos. Cam Munster, parallel for the Storm. Last pack for the box. In the reps, Quincy Dodd. Alright, last box. Priority. Here we go. Ruby Mojo, Jack Whiten for the Rabbitohs, number 46. Big Papa parallel for Raiders. White Young Guns, number 6. Samuel Stone Street for the Sharks. Jack Cogger, parallel for the Knights. The Blues in the Masters Series. Matt Burton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Harry Grant in the reps. Wade Egan, parallel for the Warriors. Ali Brigginshaw in the reps for the Jillaroos. Emerald Mojo, number 2. Lachlan Ilias for the Dragons. Parallel Cody Walker for the Rabbitohs. New recruit Shabaski for the Broncos. Pink Diamond Sarah Togatuki for the Tigers, number 9. Herbie Farmworth, parallel for the Dolphins. Marquee Priority, number 27. Roger Tuivasa Sheck. In the Vegas, Jessica Surgis for Jillaroos. Adokar, parallel for the Eels. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Marquee Apasai Coruscant for the Tigers, number 13. Dally M. Millie Elliott for the Roosters. Terrell May parallel for the Tigers. New recruit Matt Arthur for the Knights. New recruit Aaron Clark for Warriors. Vegas, Corey Horsburgh for the Raiders. Connor Watson parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Quincy Dodd. Marquee priority, Kira Dibb for the Cowboys, number 30. We also have Cameron Munster parallel for the Storm. G'day, mate. We'll catch you tomorrow. Will do. We got 5 packets left for this one. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. Dally-M, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Damien Cook parallel for the Dragons. In the reps, Jamie Chapman. Hey, not a bad way to finish. 101. In the Blues for the Masters Series signature. And a Titans parallel checklist. Last packet for the break. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Alright, so we have 3 randomizations to do today. First will be our Jillaroos cards. Second up will be our first time ball patch, number 39. And last will be our Blues Masters Series signature with our 12 Master Series cards. So in that order, let's change screens. There we are. Everyone's already in and ready to go. Alright, we will just copy all. Let's go. 3 times around the merry-go-round for the Jillaroos. Number 2, number 3. Toby J with the Raiders. Next up is the ball patch. Was a bit excited to hit this one. It's the first one I've actually opened. Although we have opened, I think, only one for the website so far. There is number 2. Here is number 3 for the ball patch. Brad Burton with the Dolphins. Alright, last but definitely not least of this Master Series bundle, including the Blues signature today. Here we go. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Nicholas Verwey with the Cowboys. Cowboys seem to hit quite often with the Master Series cards. But there we go. Done and dusted for this one. Manifested Joey. Yes, you did. Manifested Joey and ended up with it in your pile, mate. Even better. Alright guys, well that's it. That's all for me. Until tomorrow, I will see you then with break 377. Catch you all later. Oh no, I'll see you with a Raz.